Scotland is not a big country and does not have many people, but there are many famous and important Scots. Here are 5 of them. Robert Adam, 1728 to 1792, made some of the best buildings in Great Britain in the second half of the 1700s. He went to school and university in Edinburgh, and then to Rome for 5 years to learn about the buildings there. Then he came back to Britain. He worked on the new town in Edinburgh, and you can see buildings by him in Charlotte Square. There are many beautiful buildings by Adam in England and Scotland. People come from all over Europe and America to look at them. David Hume, 1711 to 1776, was a great thinker and writer. People still read and talk about his books today because they are so important. He also wrote a very long History of England, at that time the most important book of this kind. Hume went to the University of Edinburgh when he was 12 years old. Later, he went to France and made friends with famous French thinkers like Voltaire and Rousseau. His most important book is A Treatise of Human Nature, 1739 to 1740. The next great Scot is Robert Burns, 1759 to 1796. The Scots call him Robbie or Rabbi Burns. He was born into a poor country family, the oldest of 7 children, near Ayr in southwest Scotland. He began writing poems when he was still a boy. He wrote about important things, about life and love, rich people and poor people, and Scotland. His words still speak to us today, and many Scots love his poems. Burns was born on the 25th of January, and that night is called Burns Night by the Scots. On Burns Night, there are special dinners, not just in Scotland, but for Scottish people in other countries too. They eat haggis, a special Scottish food, drink whiskey, and say poems by Burns. And at midnight, on the 31st of December, in many English-speaking countries, people sing the words of Burns when they sing Auld Lang Syne. The name of the song means something like long, long ago. James Watt, 1736 to 1819, was born in Greenock, near Glasgow, and did not often go to school when he was a child. He stayed at home, and his mother was his teacher. Watt was a quick thinker, and he liked to build things with his hands. He got work building things for the teachers at the University of Glasgow. There, he became interested in steam engines. He began a business with his friend Matthew Boulton, and from 1794 to 1824, they made 1,164 steam engines. These engines changed Great Britain and the world. After what, the world was a different place. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, 1859 to 1930, was born in Edinburgh, went to the University of Edinburgh, and became a doctor. But he did not make much money as a doctor, so he began to write stories about a detective called Sherlock Holmes. Soon, Sherlock Holmes was famous, and Conan Doyle became rich and famous too. He wrote many stories about Holmes and his friend, Dr. Watson, and also wrote stories about a man called Professor Challenger. There are films of many Sherlock Holmes stories. Do you know any other great Scots?